All set?
We're in. Yeah.
How you doing?
Hey, welcome back.
What's going on, buddy?
Oh, everything. It's been a fortnight since we've been here.
Yes, it has.
What happened to you?
You mean what? Since the last time we've been on?
Since last time we were on.
Well, I had surgery for one, right?
Yeah.
I had my thyroid out, and that was all fun. But it's good. Today's St. Patty's Day. We have Josh on the show again with us.
Yep.
How we doing, y'all?
Happy
Welcome.
St. Patrick's Day, Josh.
Yep. Yeah, you two.
Happy
fellas
St.
as well.
Patrick's Day. We're going to cheers to some Guinness before we do our little bourbon. Salud, guys.
Cheers.
Cilantro.
Oh, yeah. My bad. Listen, the last show we had a surprise visit from Mr. Guinness, right?
Yep.
Because the cigar we had was taking on what seemed to be a flavor that would pair super well with Guinness. And then we found out that it was actually rated and termed that it should be smoked with a Guinness. So we got Guinness.
Yeah.
In the official Romeo and Juliet guide. We should have wrote it.
We did nail it. We nailed everything about it. So Josh, you still playing hooky and staying home for work and stuff?
What are you talking about? Killing it every day.
It's so cool. So cool. So today it's St. Patty's Day. We'll make it a little quicker than usual probably, but we have a very special bourbon, right, Don? And I can't wait to try it actually.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah. What can you tell us about
So
it?
we have Kentucky Owl's St. Patrick's Day edition. I'll bring it up to the camera.
Kentucky Owl St. Patrick's Day edition. Right now, you can still get these.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know about now.
I think it's still on the shelf at a lot of stores.
I saw a couple there yesterday.
It's probably still online too. So
Super cool. What proof do we got here?
100.
nice, even 100.
Yep,
Wow.
right on the nose.
So Kentucky Owl is pretty interesting. They make a lot of different variations of bourbon and rye all year long. Confiscated, I think, is their main line. A few of them release every year. But Kentucky Owl's St. Patrick's Day is made in conjunction with Louis McGuane, and I hope I said that right because it's very, very Gaelic. He's apparently a very famous Irish bonder, so they have this bonded with him and their master blender at Kentucky Owl, and I guess they kind of got together and blended this up after tasting through a bunch of different bonded barrels, all Kentucky, nothing Irish.
Nice.
Bottled in bars now. Really cool copper cap. On
Oh yeah, look at that.
Taking a bunch of copper to recycling, so.
Take that with it.
There you go. There's a solid 3 cents.
It's real.
Yeah.
So this bottle was $120. And, you know, on the shelves, it would probably go for about, what, $30-ish? Right around $30. And, you know, it's a little pricey for, you know, just the nostalgia of St. Patty's Day. You know, that's why they released it when they did. That's why they had it as a special run. You can only get it online there for a while, and then now it's in the stores. So I don't think it did as good as what they thought it would.
Yeah, Kentucky Owl is really interesting. It's a very high-end brand. Everything they put out is expensive. They confiscated, gets up to like $200. This is another one of those brands that was revived by the great-grandchildren of the original founder. And then they very quickly moved it over to the hands of Stoli, which is a major international, aside from the vodka. And then Stoli decided to move this into the ultra super premium.
Nice.
whiskey
Okay.
category. So,
Interesting.
yeah.
Super cool. So Don, what should we be smelling here? Do you have any idea? Or
I have no idea. Tasting notes, I'm going to really line. Under proof, it's definitely light, you know, it's a lot lighter than most of the things we have on the show here. And it smells that way.
it does smell
Mhm.
like.
I mean, at 100 proof, you know, kind of leans into the aromatics of Irish whiskey.
It kind of does,
Yes, it
doesn't
does.
it? Surprisingly enough.
It even has a slight taste of an Irish whiskey.
Yeah, I have a feeling this one's going to be, you know, a little sweeter as we get into the third and fourth little sip. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it smells like it's pretty sweet.
I think it's
Yeah.
gonna be soft. I think.
Yeah.
I think it has like some wheat whiskey characteristics.
Let's try it.
Is that good?
Wow. I don't know. Is it that good or?
Went down the wrong tube.
So this might be Anthony's first neat pour since his throat surgery.
You don't say. You really can't tell. Sorry, we're not laughing at you.
Holy shit, guys. No, I'm joking. Wow, it is my first neat pour since though.
So there is a lot of ethanol that rushes to the back of the throat. He's not wrong there.
No,
That was
at all.
not the purpose of the cough. The reason I didn't even taste it.
Not really.
I started coughing before I even took a sip. Must have been spit that I choked on.
Taste it. Even the name notes here. Wait for you. It's unique.
It definitely has. You can taste a lot of like the wheat. I don't want to say rye, but you taste a lot of the natural, you know, taste to it.
I get a lot of like honeysuckle was like the first thing, and it's a ton of it. It's almost like it's almost like a honeysuckle syrup. And then, strangely enough, at the back of that first sip, I get red berries.
I myself actually got a little bit of like a roasted nut kind of a flavor there on the back end. A lot of ethanol,
Like a honey
though.
nut,
Yeah, kind of like a honey nut, but it is very sweet.
It is. It's sweet.
It's very sweet on the back
I'm
end.
going to contradict myself. I'm going to say it's really smooth and sweet, but the first thing that kind of fills your mouth is like a lot of ethanol. And it's the first pour, we just crack the bottle, but
Yeah.
It's the next pour.
Yeah, we got to let this air off a little bit.
Mhm.
But I think it's going to be real nice here in a couple minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You can definitely taste it. It's sweet.
Mm-hmm. Well, and the Irish notes are definitely coming through on it.
That's interesting too, because it is.
Yeah.
For sure.
And it's funny because, everything says it's all, Kentucky stuff. It says in celebration of the long-standing ties that bond Irish and Kentucky whiskey making, Kentucky Owl has partnered with Irish whiskey bonder Louis McGuane to help create our Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. This St. Patrick's edition brings together the traditional bonding skills of selecting rare whiskey barrels and unique flavor profiles. They're definitely unique. With the expertise of our master blender, John Ray, resulting in an exceptional limited release. And this is, it says release number 1, but I thought it came out last year, but maybe it didn't.
Interesting.
Or maybe this bottle's from last year.
I don't think so.
Really? No, I thought I saw that it was released last year in 2022.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, unless it
Or
is
they
just
start over every year.
left over. Yeah, that's true. Just reset.
Mhm. And that's all there is. That is all the information on the bottle.
Wow.
It's just kind of a staple of Kentucky Owl since Stoli took over. It's this ultra super premium category that doesn't tell you anything about it on the bottle.
Dude, there's something special about this.
Mhm.
Like you can smell it. Like I smell it a lot better now. This next taste, I think you're gonna taste. It's definitely it's got a very, very familiar. You know what? It's almost like a maple.
I was going to say, it's opening up into a maple.
Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely a maple.
It's
I
definitely
was
a
going to say
maple.
the same thing. With perhaps a hint of cinnamon?
Yeah. My first thought was cinnamon toast crunch, and then I thought, no, it's definitely like a lot of maple
Mhm.
wood and syrup, but I'm getting both for sure.
Yeah, but maple heavy.
Yeah.
With the
Yeah.
honeysuckle. We go great with honey nut Cheerios. Just saying.
So if you're having Birrios or Whiskey-Os for St. Patrick's Day.
Just saying, it would work. They go together well.
Man, I gotta tell you, this is an excellent $120 bottle
Mm-hmm.
of 100 proof bourbon.
Yeah, you see that 100 proof and maybe you think, oh, it's gonna be too light or the flavor's not gonna be there.
It's
not gonna
great.
stand up for
Yeah.
$120, but it does.
Yeah, it has a ton of flavor for 100 proof.
Mhm.
Like I said, you do get that ethanol right there in the beginning, but then it quickly dissipates.
Mhm. Getting a lot of maple characters too, and there's almost like a strange wood character, like that nuttiness is evolved into like a different wood. It's not a maple wood. It's definitely not oak. I can't place it. It's
Yeah.
sweet wood,
Mhm.
I kind of feel like
like a
it's,
mesquite.
I almost feel like it's like a maple pecan almost. Like I can taste like
it
like
could,
a
yeah.
pecan.
That could have been where I was getting
You know
like the
what I mean?
roasted nut kind of a thing coming from. That might have been some pecan
And
wood.
like it tastes like pecan and maple to me. And like it reminds me of when I was doing some work up in northern Pennsylvania. Excuse me, guys. This is still like whatever,
Yeah.
choking on it.
You're good, sissy.
Listen, it went down the wrong part. What can I say?
Uh-huh. Yeah. It's
Anyway,
your story.
I was up in northern Pennsylvania and we were doing some land acquisition work, and I had to go through a maple syrup maker. And he had all these pipes tied to all the trees and stuff, these rubber hoses, and it comes down into one spot.
Mhm.
This reminds me of that from sip one.
Interesting.
Oh, wow. That's kind of awesome.
It is pretty awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like the smell in the air. You mean just kind of like
Yeah, or
Glass.
like they have like a little shack where everything goes in.
sugar shack.
And they're they're heating it up and warming it up, and then they take it, they're, I guess, purifying it or something, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, they boil it down.
Yeah.
You take the sack and you have to keep cooking it down.
Evaporate it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cooking it down, and this reminds me of that, like going into that shack. And I think I even took some of they would take the, this is interesting too.
Mhm.
In the winter time, when I was hiking through the woods, they would pull the icicles down off the maple trees that they're producing the maple syrup from. And the icicles taste like maple syrup.
That's crazy.
So like,
Really?
and you can go to any maple tree, and if it has icicles hanging on it, it's sucking the sap out of the tree, and it will taste like maple
That's
syrup.
amazing.
It's
Wow.
pretty cool.
Wow.
So like,
Definitely going to try that.
so he would rip off some of the bark or whatever. Like they have spots where they're testing it and cutting and stuff, and he gives me a piece, and I stick it in my mouth. It was pretty cool, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what this reminds me of.
My
Nice.
uncle did that. He still lives in New Hampshire, but had a sugar shack for a long time until he dropped a tree on his back. But yeah. But in the winter, they would take that syrup, like a little after it was boiled down, it was almost maple. They would toss it out onto the snow, and it would make like this maple brittle as it slid across the snow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
I thought that's what you were gonna tell me.
No,
no.
they didn't show me that.
Oh.
I wish they would have.
Yeah, both of those things sound amazing.
I wish I
I'm
would
not
have
gonna
had this bourbon with me.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I loved it.
And
Right.
bourbon.
Sorry, I have no stories of eating maple trees.
Yeah.
It's a hard one to follow up.
You never pulled an icicle off of a maple tree.
Not that I can honestly recall. No.
Man, I gotta
You
tell you
know,
something.
I didn't just wake up one morning like, hey, see that icicle over there?
I'm gonna eat it.
Yeah, it's mine.
It's good. You gotta try it.
Yeah, apparently.
So it's only me today smoking cigars, right? So I have my choice of the humidor, which is kind of cool.
Mhm.
And I have a lot of
First time.
singles in here too, right? It is the
Mhm.
first time. It's the first time we didn't have somebody smoking a cigar on the pairing.
Oh, sorry to disappoint.
No, it's all right. It's all right.
Unique
I'm
opportunity.
gonna have another sip of this before we get the cigar out. Though.
Okay.
That's just tasting lovely. Wait, just in my mic in here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of it tastes like a lot of maple.
Yep.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of sweet,
Mm-hmm.
dark charred wood.
It is like a very smooth mouthfeel, like medium body.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's nice whiskey, honestly.
It's real.
My
nice,
first impressions, it is a nice whiskey.
for sure. So we went to the humidor here, and I figured we have to pull one out that has a green label, right?
Why not?
Mhm.
To go with the green bourbon. and we pulled out an H. Upmann, the Banker 1844. And it's rated a 91. So it's rated pretty nice, pretty fairly. I've never had it. I've never smoked this one. I've had a couple Upmanns though, and they're pretty good. This is probably, I'm going to say a $14 cigar, somewhere around there.
Okay.
And it definitely should pull, some of the Irish out of this bourbon more so than anything. And I think the notes that you're going to smell, you're going to have, a nutty aroma to it. And then, on the back end, you're gonna smell some coffee, and I'm gonna taste it. You know what I mean? So I think overall, it should complement this bourbon very well.
Yeah, it sounds like it would be
Yeah.
lovely together.
Might be another one of those Guinness cigars.
And that's what we have to get.
Yeah, true.
Hold on, I'm gonna show it to the camera. I hope they can see this.
Should is it? It's in focus, sir.
I couldn't
Here, it
tell.
looks like it is, but I can't.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of far.
It's gonna feel weird, me being the only one smoking here.
Mm.
So, the bar has this bourbon, and I think I don't know what it's priced at, but I'm gonna give a go at it and say it's probably in the high 20s.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I think 30's about right. Like you
yeah.
said.
It's a nice pour. I could definitely see going down and sipping on this.
Yeah. And honestly, the addition of an ice cube to it might calm the ethanol down a hair and really might open it up some.
From the gate.
Hmm.
Yeah, from the gate, I would say.
Yeah.
For sure.
He said, I do prefer my whiskeys neat, but some are just a little better with an ice cube in them.
What do we have there, Don? What was going on?
Just making sure the audio is working.
Mm.
I have to agree. It's something I've been thinking about, and maybe we'll break this out on a later episode. But I have a nice set of Glencairn glasses, which is like a little taster glass that has a bowl at the bottom and then a very small nose opening, and it'll concentrate all those aromas up to the top, and it takes heat from your hand a little bit differently and everything like that. So that's going to change the way your whiskey tastes too. So
100%,
thinking about
yeah.
bringing those down, and maybe we'll do a side-by-side rocks glass versus Glencairn and an ice cube in the rocks glass someday, and just
Super cool.
experiment.
Yeah,
So,
that would be awesome.
mhm.
All right, let's light this baby up. H. Upmann, 1844, the Banker. It smells like it's going to be a little more robust.
Mm.
And it tastes a little bitter too. I feel like it might even taste that way, but
I smell a bitter wood, but I can't tell if it's coming from that right now.
Yeah, I don't smell it yet.
Got it.
Yeah. We heard it.
it sounds so cool.
I did.
I'll get it closer.
Good sound bite.
We're gonna have to get that one. That's going on. That's gonna be my ringtone. We're gonna have to light it up a little more. Listen, holy cow, it's a smooth cigar.
Cool.
Nice.
I don't know how it smells to you guys,
Not
but
yet.
Yeah.
Which usually indicates smooth.
Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely.
so it's kind of funny because a lot of times, I don't even want to say a lot of times, most times we go into all this blind and we will pick out some of the notes that we read about afterwards.
Mhm.
We try not to read a whole lot before.
Yep.
And I'll confess, I read a little bit about the cigar today.
Okay.
And the one thing it said was raisins. And it has, a little note of raisin when you're smoking it at
Mhm.
first. And I knew it was going to have more of a coffee flavor at the end. and just, this cigar I kind of knew was going to be that way. But the raisins threw me off.
Mhm.
I could taste it.
They're there.
I could totally taste it.
Mhm.
Just a little bit. It's subtle.
Mhm.
But I also got to say, it's got a weedy taste. It's got kind of that pecan
Mhm.
type
Oh.
flavor going on too. So it goes extremely well with this bourbon. Extremely well.
The smoke smells like for here a really rich hydrated wood. I don't want to say a wet wood or a moist wood, but like hydrated. Like if you were I don't know, if you were washing down like an oak end table or something, you kind of get like that wet wood smell. If you get close enough, it kind of smells like that in the air.
That's interesting. I just had a flavor that I've never had before when I was smoking bourbon in a cigar.
Smoking bourbon.
Or smoking bourbon and drinking a
Wow.
cigar. Yeah. That's why we have me on the show, guys.
He didn't say wine tasting this week, so that's
I didn't.
Well, that is true.
It's so tough because you don't even realize how many millions and millions of smells and tastes that we have.
Mhm.
And then you get to something this unique
Mhm.
and the pairing this unique, and there's something that is there. And I can't put my finger on it. But it's like I could taste it. We should have had a cook on this week again.
Yeah, because there's something interesting in there.
Mhm.
Well, we've got our barbecue expert.
That we do.
Yeah.
When's the next cookout? What are you smoking this week?
I just did a bunch of chicken yesterday.
How was it?
It was damn delicious, as always.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
I mean, it was all right. I don't know. I don't
SPJ,
really-
what
What's
happened
that?
there? I need details.
Let's see. I bought chicken.
Uh-huh.
I rubbed chicken down.
Right.
I
How long
smoked
was it in
chicken.
the fridge?
Huh?
I'm kidding.
Come on now.
Rub
I
it down with
cannot
what?
divulge
Rub
all
it
of my
down-
secrets.
Yeah, what kind of
rubbed it
rub?
down?
Just-
You know I can't divulge
Give me
all of
a
my
few
You
secrets.
can give us
Tasting
more than
notes.
I rubbed the chicken down.
Well, I mean, there were some spices in it.
Sounds weird. If you
What
don't-
kind of spices?
if you
Was it
don't say
mesquite? Was it more
flavor.
barbecue? Was it like tangy? Was it garlic?
I mean, it had some tang. It had some garlic, some
Was it
pepper,
mustard base?
some salt. No, it was not a mustard base. I am not a mustard person.
Oh yeah, you're not.
I will
love
use-
I love a mustard barbecue.
Oh, see, I do not. I use mustard as my binders, but
Mhm.
no. And actually, I don't even really use mustard as a binder anymore. I found something else. I'm not going to divulge, but it makes a significant difference.
Cool.
Not gonna lie to you.
I'll be the judge of that.
No, that's fine. I don't know. Whenever you guys want to cook something, I just don't have anything on the books right now. I mean, we need to do something. It's been a while since I, put a pork butt or anything like that.
It's been cold though too.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's starting to warm up.
Oh yeah.
I think it's going to be real warm next week for me and Don.
Ooh,
Yeah.
right.
Mhm.
Bastards.
I was sitting at work looking out the window and it was raining. It's probably 2 days ago. I looked at the weather and it was 27 degrees. And I pulled up where we're going in Florida and it was 85.
Ah,
And
damn.
I don't know, how you can have a larger difference. We're flying from 27 to 85. It's going to be pretty nice.
Yeah, it's a big difference.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That was like when I went down to Tampa there in February. Show up and everybody's telling me, "Oh, bring a jacket. You're gonna be cold in the mornings." Get
Yeah.
there. Yeah, right.
Right.
65 degrees at like 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Now I'm
Beautiful.
North of the Mason Dixon.
Yeah. I'm like, what are you guys like talking about down here?
So we're going a little further south
Yeah.
than
Oh,
Tampa.
yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
I mean, we're south by what? 40 miles probably at least,
Yeah.
right?
well,
Too far to drive over there.
yeah.
for the
Well, and you
day.
figure when I was in Tampa, it was 85, 90 degrees every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys you're gonna love it.
I think we have rain. Is it rain tomorrow or Sunday when we get there?
Yeah, it's only maybe 1 or 2 days down there.
So
I mean, that happens.
the crazy thing about this trip is we booked this trip, right? And we're looking at all the restaurants around the house that we're staying at. We got an Airbnb house. And it's a big 3 or 4 bedroom house, and there's only 4 of us going, Don and Sabrina and me and Amber. And nothing's open. It all says temporarily closed. And then we realize Hurricane Ian came through, right? And ravished the whole Cape
Oh.
Coral, Naples,
That's
Fort
where you
Myers
are.
area.
Yeah, that's right.
But
That's
this
right.
house is brand new. Like it was gone and now it's there. Heated pool right on the river, which is a coastal river.
Yep.
Oh,
We're gonna
that's
get
sweet.
a pontoon boat. We're
Yeah.
gonna, boat over to Sanibel Island or
Yeah,
something,
somewhere the restaurant's open.
Yeah. Perfect.
And then we're gonna do our live viewing.
Yeah.
We're gonna take a
Yeah,
bottle of
from the
bourbon
boat.
over there. Yeah, from the boat.
I mean, maybe if you bring me along, I might smoke something for you.
Yeah, it should be a good time.
So this
Definitely.
cigar is tasting really good with this. I got to tell you.
Mhm.
I think it's about time for another pour, boys.
So the
Oh,
raisin
I'm
character,
behind.
how heavy is it? Is that almost like a red wine character, or just like a sweet fruit? Because like I said, I got red berries out of this whiskey up front. That might pair really well.
I've been told not to say wine on this program again.
Really?
Yeah, put it out of your mind.
Never once.
And you
say
had to
it.
bring it up, Don. Hold on a second. Let me try this again. While you pour.
Interesting. I got a fleeting note of something new,
Mhm.
and it left before I could put my finger on it.
It's definitely changing since we've been sitting here letting it open up. I've had a few sips.
Yep.
It's still very sweet though.
Yeah, that's the kind of the consistent thing that has not gone away through this pour, which is cool.
Yeah. Well, I feel like the ethanol has moved from the front of my tongue to the back of my tongue.
It's funny we're drinking this. I frequent very many bourbon groups on social media, and I saw a post today that said, "Serious whiskey is over 100 proof, period." And I was like, all right, well, it's a really bold statement. Maybe you haven't had every whiskey. But I've thought to myself, I'm willing to agree with you if you will agree that silly whiskey has its place and time and occasion. There is a time to drink an entire bottle of Basil Hayden. There's a time to drink an entire, bottle of this just perfectly 100 proof Kentucky Owl. And it's St. Patrick's Day, I think.
You would be correct.
This is the perfect day for that.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I'm not going to agree with them, though, 100%. What's Yellowstone?
I don't remember.
It's like 87,
It's
isn't it?
80s.
87,
Yeah.
88.
Yeah, it was lower.
It's under 100.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's well under 100,
Mhm.
as I
Yeah.
recall.
Yeah, and that was a very
Listen,
good whiskey.
It's a good whiskey, and it's got a little bite.
Mhm.
Like and maybe it contradicts itself that much that it shouldn't be as good as what we prop it up to be. But I think because we like the higher proofs, it
Mhm.
kind of sits in there pretty good.
Yeah, definitely.
What's another one
Woodford-
about
Woodford
Blanton's?
Reserve
What's
is-
Blanton's? Blanton's is like a 90,
90, yeah.
90,
Yeah.
90
Mhm.
92.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That
Woodford Reserve's signature is 84 proof. Everything that makes 84.
yeah,
That's
and
okay.
I love Woodford.
Dude, this guy's way off base.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck this guy. He doesn't know what the
Way
fuck
the
he's
fuck
talking
off.
about.
Yeah, seriously. Is he just like blacking out? Is that what it is?
I don't know him personally.
Just saying. Just saying. The guy does not like his
Ricky
liver.
needs to explore his horizons.
Yes, agreed.
My favorite distiller is Booker No, as I've said before,
Mhm.
and he was famous for saying, "Drink your bourbon any damn way you please."
Please, yes, yep,
Mm.
yep. I've seen the interviews with him where he says that. Yes.
Yeah. And he's right.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna say I'm definitely tasting more of a nutty taste from the cigar and when it's up with the bourbon.
Mhm.
But once they go together, and maybe this is that kind of, I don't even want to say sweeter or bitter, but kind of that in between raisin, pecan, and wheat taste. Like the cigar is really going very well with this.
Mhm.
I really like it.
Good.
Yeah, you were saying the description on the cigar, and I was like, well, if you're drinking Irish whiskey, that would go really, really well. But this Kentucky Owl kind of shares some notes, and maybe that's because they have this Irish bonder helping select some barrels. So that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And there it is. I mean, there is this taste, and I can't put my finger on it,
Mhm.
but it's there. Every time you take a sip and then take a drag of the cigar, it's amazing. This is actually a super good pairing.
Good to hear.
I have to say the whiskey's getting more nutty
Mhm.
as we go, but it's like it's changing from pecan to something lighter. It's not peanut, but it's I don't know, maybe in the cashew range. It's hard to say.
Don't say cashew. I'm allergic to cashews.
This is the only way you get to experience that.
Honestly, pine nut.
Maybe pine nut. Pine nut's definitely a lighter characteristic, but then you get all this like smoke and burned wood on top too. And I've never had a roasted pine nut.
Yeah, but that's honestly, I'm thinking that's kind of like a pine nut sort
That's
of
interesting.
thing.
Yeah, it could be.
You know what I mean? Because I feel like I'm getting just a hint of pine
Yeah,
with
yeah.
this. You know what I mean? Just a tiny little bit.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, well, I like it either way.
Mhm.
It's working for me.
It's working for me.
There we go.
So now, listen, I'm going to take a sip of the whiskey. I'm going to get a nice healthy gulp of the Guinness, and I'm going to go back to the whiskey. And I'm going to see what happens. You're welcome.
I already did. And I'm
You
just saying
fellas are
right
welcome
now.
to join me.
I already did, and I'm just saying. I think
I will
you're gonna
join.
be- I'm not gonna say it.
I'll take a drag.
Without breathing. Definitely brings out some coffee in the Guinness for
I was
me.
going to say the Guinness tastes like Dunkin' Donuts coffee because it's so light. But,
Yeah, like watered
but
down
just
coffee. Yeah, like it literally. That's the only thing it tastes
Iced
like is
coffee,
coffee.
you left out and the ice melted.
Yes, that yep, right there. Hit the nail on the head.
Now I'm getting
No, you went right back to the whiskey.
right back to the whiskey. The nose is all leather, which I wasn't pulling out before.
Wow, you're right.
Oh yeah. Wow, that's interesting.
Wrong
Yeah.
two.
There you go, Don.
I feel like I had a little
That's a
heat
shame.
on it that time.
Yeah. And then chocolate.
Mm.
Way back there in the back. But it's not
Mhm.
like it's not milk chocolate or anything. It's almost like chocolate wheat.
Yeah.
Because we're getting so much wheat character out of this already.
Mm-hmm. No, but you're correct. There's definitely a little bit of chocolate back there. Like I said, for me, the ethanol has moved to the back of my tongue now. It's not forward anymore.
Yeah, it's at
It's
the
more
top
on
of
the
the
back.
throat now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
That's cool.
This is such a good pairing.
It is. Wow, I believe that.
Mhm.
It's a good whiskey on its own.
Bonus points for March 17th.
I mean, I think so, but I'll tell you one thing. I'm not happy with the way this is burning.
I can see that.
And-
the way it was
Yeah.
crackling, I was a little worried about it. But
Well,
hair dry.
I would say that, this humidor has been doing real good too. And it keeps itself right at about 68, 69.
did you put
I'm
water
he-
in it last week?
I did. And I'm here often. And so when we come in, I check it throughout the week, periodically, every couple of days. I'm on top of it. But this is just, there must be a stem or something blocking half of it. Like where I'm at in the cigar, at first it was burning well.
Mm-hmm.
And now there's got to be something in there, just like,
really
like,
lopsided. now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
it's way off.
but and I'm not getting the draw that I should be right now, which really is unfortunate because I'm really enjoying this. Like it's a really good pairing.
Mhm.
Like this is we've only had how many shows done?
8, 12.
Yeah, I'm gonna lean more towards 12.
Mhm.
This is what, my third or fourth I've been on.
Third or fourth.
Yeah, something like that.
You've probably been on like 40%, so we'll say a dozen.
Okay, it doesn't.
So 3 out of 12 is 40%.
Mhm.
No,
Okay,
I don't think
we'll
you've been
go
on
with that.
3. I think you've counted wrong.
Really? I think 3. I think maybe it was only 2.
Yellowstone, Eagle Rare, today,
Old Bardstown
Old Bardstown.
and today.
We're
So
in the
what
new
we
year.
just-
Wait, did we do Eagles Rare?
At the
Remember
house.
that was my birthday thing. We just did
Oh
that.
yeah.
But we ended
That's
up
right,
on
that's
there
That was
for
a-
like,
that was a
for like a
midweek-
half hour, or
midweek
45
episode.
Yeah.
That went,
And then
That's
we did it the next night.
and
Was
the
the Old
next night,
Bardstown.
yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because
Yeah, and
we were
Old
at the Valley.
Bardstown was the best.
Mhm.
Listen, the pairing, everything about it. Like when we find something to compete with that, we're on to something. Like this is close. I got to tell you, this is pretty good.
I saw another post today on social media. Somebody was out in Denver, had a really good looking whiskey bar. Took a picture of the selection back there, and they were like, "Where should I start?" You know, and one of the top shelves had Old Fitzgerald
Oh yeah.
of like 10, 11, 15, and 17-year-old options, whatever they are. And he's like, oh, you know, I'm going to start. I started with the 17. I love it and everything. And I'm looking, and right below that is Old Bardstown, which is probably just like a $7 pour. And I was like, you want to go there next because you've had like the most expensive thing up there. Now get that Old Bardstown in you and tell me there's really a difference.
Which one?
Yeah, right.
Wait, which one was it though?
The Fitzgerald? He had
No, the
17,
Old
and then the
Bardstown.
Old Bardstown bonded. Yeah. that
Okay.
we had.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if it was labeled as Willet or labeled as Old Bardstown.
Right,
Distillery,
right.
But
Yeah.
the bonded one that we had.
Where is our bottle of that?
My house.
Okay,
Mhm.
good.
That was a
Probably-
surprisingly good
There's
bottle.
probably 6 ounces left in there.
We're gonna save that for a wedding day,
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
dude. I'm
Who's-
telling you, I think it's all pecan. Like it's I'm smoking a pecan pie right now.
That's cool.
It's pretty cool.
Mhm.
A little bit of maple syrup in there.
Mhm.
Oh,
Brown sugar, cinnamon.
hmm It's actually it's really good.
you're not allergic to pecan?
Mm-mm.
No.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Pine nuts, cashews. That's it.
Oh, gotcha.
But I don't eat any other nuts except for like pecans and peanuts. I can eat peanuts.
Gotcha.
Super good.
Because I have a pecan rub that I kind of wanted to do some ribs with just to check it out. You know what I mean?
I can do that
You can?
Yeah.
All right.
for sure.
I mean, granted, it's going to be on the smoker for like 6 hours or so. So it's, you know what I mean? It changes everything. I don't know if it would really bother you or not.
Yeah,
No, it
denatures
shouldn't.
everything.
I'll be good.
Oh, cool.
There's no cashews.
Yeah, no, there won't be.
Yeah, dude.
I-
Cashews.
No.
I got my EpiPen out in my truck, and my truck's at home right now.
Well, I mean, you know, I'm not cooking right now.
So listen, I have to say that I don't remember what I was gonna say. What the shit?
Said you love this cigar.
No,
Getting
something
all
after that.
pecan. It's like smoking a pecan pie.
Tree nuts.
You're allergic to cashews.
You can eat.
Oh
tree
no,
nuts.
no. I was first day of trout is coming up.
Oh, man.
Ah, dude, I can't wait. What, 2 more weeks?
2 more weeks.
Right? 2 more
First
weeks.
2 weeks.
We're gonna
Ah.
go live from Trout Run, Pennsylvania,
Oh God.
for the bourbon and cigar pairing review
Mhm.
in Trout Run at our cabin,
Mhm.
right on the creek. We're gonna be catching some trout. We're gonna be cooking some trout. We're gonna be
Cooked
Open
everything we get
fire.
our hands on.
we get quite the spread, and we are gonna show everybody the spread that we do up there.
Hey, dude, we do good up there.
Oh, listen.
salmon,
that is,
salmon
dude.
on planks right in the fire.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, the big giant ribeyes. I mean, didn't we have like shark steaks last year? Weren't
We had-
weren't we
we
cooking
had
up like
shark.
black shark?
We had shark, we had ribeye, we had strip, we had wagyu.
Oh,
Number
yes.
5, we had the good
Yeah,
stuff.
Yep.
We had trout,
I made
Mhm.
pizza on the fire.
pizza on the fire. Listen, we're
Yeah.
gonna do it up this
Yeah.
year too.
Yeah.
This year's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a blast.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's gonna be cold, I think.
Yeah.
Last
Oh,
year
my.
it was nice.
There's
Oh,
still
it was.
frozen lakes out there.
Yeah, I mean, right? The year before we had what, 8 inches
Yeah.
at night,
Yeah.
and then the next day it was melted.
and the year,
Oh, yeah, that's right. And all the water was running
Yeah.
stupid high.
and the year before that, we were fishing at noon in heavy flurries.
Mm.
You, me, and Jay.
Mhm.
Yeah, well,
I saw that post come across my
Yeah,
my
it's always a good
memories.
memory.
Yeah.
right. Didn't we go up to Slate Run last year? Isn't that where we ended up?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
we're gonna
well,
stick
that's
around the
like-
cabin this year.
Yeah. I'm good with that. I'm good with either.
Yeah.
We're gonna see whatever music's going on at the Forest Inn.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
Forrest Inn is great. Jacob Yoas, listen, the heartstrings are at the Bar on Market tonight.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't even know what time it is. They might be playing already.
Yep. I think we'll hear them. It's 8:40.
Oh yeah, they're not
Yeah,
playing yet.
no.
They're setting up.
What?
They're
9,
setting
right?
up.
Come on at 9.
I think it's 10.
Probably 10.
Oh, is it
10 to 1.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. It might be 9 to 12 because it's St. Patty's Day. I don't know.
Nah.
But Jacob last year was up at the Forest Inn solo, right?
Yep.
And then he came
that's
down to the
right.
cabin
he
and
was
hung
down at
out
the
and
cabin.
stuff.
Yeah.
Wasn't
He's
even
been
enough
on the
room for 2 of
show.
them.
He's been on the show.
Yeah.
We had a lot of technical difficulties with him on the show.
Yes, we did.
His dad, John, is next door. We should go get him and bring him up real
Right,
quick, to be
yeah.
honest with you. But yeah, it's going to be a good time.
Mhm.
So we're going to go live from Florida next week, live from the cabin the week after. And then after that, we'll be up here. The cigar lounge is totally framed out. We got electrical going on. And hopefully in like 3 weeks, maybe 4, we'll be able to do a little sneak preview
Yeah.
of everything.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, time's moving.
That it is.
It's a nice lineup there.
Mhm.
Tight schedule.
All right. We got to rate this shit.
We do.
We got to
Josh,
try it again, though.
Josh, you're
We got to
first.
try it again.
But you gotta try it again.
So, look,
Sláinte.
yeah, that's it. I'm Italian.
You know, in college, we had a lot of foreign exchange students because Albright College is one of the first alphabetical colleges on the list. So a lot of people are just like, I'm going to go to America. And they click the first one. They go there for a year or a semester, and then they go somewhere else bigger. And this girl, Kathy, was an Irish exchange student. She ended up joining one of the sororities. She stayed for 4 years. And I remember like being pretty drunk, probably on a St. Patrick's Day, trying to say sláinte. I still don't say it right. And her correcting me like 30,000 times. And I thought I was getting it right. And she's like, you're still wrong. And I was like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but we're going to move on.
I'm never going to say cilantro, right?
Cilantro. Cilantro.
Yeah, I'm unfortunately frustrated with the draw on this cigar right now.
And that is a shame.
So it is. It is. I got to let it sit down for a minute. But Josh, would you like to rate the Kentucky Owl?
That's what I'm still sitting here. I'm honestly still debating.
Me too.
I really am. Like, I know we've talked highly of it the entire way, and I really am enjoying it. But when I think about it across the spectrum of the bourbons and the whiskeys that I've drank in my life, it's definitely going to be in the 7s for me. I don't know if it's going to be a high 7 or a low 7. I'm enjoying the sweetness though. For me, I'm usually not real big on sweet stuff. So that kind of turns me off just a hair, though it's very smooth. And I'm not saying it's overpowering or anything. It's just my preference is not to have something that's super sweet. The hint of the Irish notes I'm actually enjoying, even though I'm typically not a fan of Irish whiskey. The ethanol forward in the beginning turned me off just a hair because it was almost drinking more like a 108 there in the very beginning. Remember that off? But that was also the neck pour, in the first sip. So I really don't know where to put it. Would I drink it again? Definitely. Would it be my absolute first choice? No, but also wouldn't turn it down. And on a random day, I walk into a bar, see it on the shelf. Would I order it? More than likely. You know what I mean? I'll go right down the middle, 7.5. I'll go 7.5.
So that was great, Josh.
Yeah. Was it?
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Because I got to tell you, I'm right exactly where you're at.
Cool.
For a 100 proof special edition, special run, like it's pretty good. And it's not great, but it's good.
Good. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it is, you wouldn't go wrong with it. You wouldn't be disappointed. I don't think.
I have to tell you, I think I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
I think I'm a 7.5 also, to be honest with you.
Great minds think alike,
Yeah.
man.
I mean, I agree. Like it's not up towards the 8s. It's definitely not towards the 7, 8.0s,
No, I have to.
but it's right there in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go a 7.5 on that.
Cool.
Yeah, I like hearing your review because I think you've changed my mind on a few things here.
Okay.
I think it stayed hot the whole way through. I mean, I just had a sip and it's still very hot for 100 proof. I do think this is very young. I know it's a blend of barrels from probably across the spectrum, but I think a lot of this is close to 4 years old. And I think a lot of this is heavy char on the barrels. It's got a ton of really cool, unique characteristics. It's got some things that make you think about Irish.
Mm-hmm.
It's got some like red berry right off the front, but that evolves into maple, which is really, really cool. Stays sweet, like you said.
But you lose that maple then.
You do.
You do like that
And the
sip,
berry.
like that
Yeah.
sip right there. I had no maple from it.
Yeah. And it
Like it's just.
kind of turns just nutty and stays hot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not happy with the price point on this because at $120 I can get a
Oh.
little book.
You know what?
I mean? And that's
I
probably
honestly
one of the best
didn't-
things I've ever had.
And you know
That
what?
is Don's favorite.
Well, and here's the thing. I honestly didn't think about that being a $120 bottle, but I would still go with the 7.5.
Mhm.
I would be happier if it was like an $80 bottle, but
Yep, I'd be a lot happier there.
you know, I get that, but I would still, on the taste aspect, you know what I mean? At 100 proof, I'm still good with the 7.5.
So Don, level us out here.
Mhm.
Let's hear where
I'm
it
gonna
is.
give it a 6.917.
Wow. Damn. 317, baby.
6.937.
So we're going to average this out
We're down
at
to the 10,000.
7.217.
Yeah, 7.317.
7.317. 7.317. Yeah.
Okay,
It's
7.3.
weighted.
All right,
7.317.
7.317.
Yeah.
Now, the pairing, though, I got to tell you, the pairing's actually pretty good. And there's nobody here to contradict me, so fuck all y'all.
I can tell you're extremely happy
Nice.
with that pairing.
I am, but I'm not happy with the draw of the cigar.
Right.
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 I wish the cigar was a little better.
But the flavor profile.
It's pretty good. It's pretty like right on for this bourbon.
We also forgot to say Mr. Arthur Guinness kind of bumps us up a little bit.
Salute. I mean cilantro.
Cilantro.
Let me taste the cigar with that.
It really just makes that taste like flat coffee, doesn't it?
It does.
does.
Flat,
yeah.
watered down cold coffee.
Yeah.
It's really ruining Guinness for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite flavors out of Guinness.
Yeah, the coffee or the
Yeah.
flatness?
Well, not the flatness now. It
Gotcha.
is tasting a little flat, but that watered down coffee.
Mhm.
I like that.
Agreed.
So the cigar does nothing for the Guinness. I got to
Gotcha.
tell you that.
Gotcha.
There's nothing there.
No,
Uh,
not a
If
good
we were
pair.
pairing this with Guinness, it would be horrible.
Yeah.
Do not smoke this cigar with Guinness. I'm telling you that. right now.
Interesting.
But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go a 7.8
On the
for
pairing.
the pairing.
Nice.
Yeah, because
Interesting.
it's actually if I had a better cigar of this cigar
Mhm.
and I didn't have this stem in the middle of everything that just messed it all up, I think it would be closer to an 8.2, to be honest with you.
Gotcha. Well, that's a
This
shame.
is a great pairing.
Mhm.
An 8.2 or the 7.8 is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just looking back in the guide for the cigar that from our last show 2 weeks ago that went really good with Guinness. Had a lot of, it says walnut, spice, molasses, and vanilla, and I think that's where we really start to pair well.
Oh, that
with
sounds
the
like it would
Guinness
pair
and the
well with
molasses
Guinness.
and
Yeah.
vanilla. But this, with your cedar, raisin, wheat, is like
And
maybe
pecan.
opposite.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
pecan. Maybe
yeah,
that's
that-
opposite of walnuts and.
So
molasses
last
and
week
vanilla.
with
Yeah,
with the
doesn't have
bullet
those,
barrel
Earthy
and the
tones.
Romeo and Julieta,
Yeah.
we were at
Yeah,
an
it was whiskey.
8.95
Mhm.
for the pairing.
Gotcha.
Yeah. That pairing was amazing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like we killed it.
Yeah.
How
We
was
got it.
that single barrel bullet? I've never had it.
It was really good. I mean, we
Was it?
rated it 7.4823
Mhm.
Oh,
because we had Josh, who is a chemist by trade,
Mhm.
gotcha.
and he had to get into like
Yeah,
multiple
the
decimals.
10,000th place.
Yeah, we
that would be- that would
we
be
had to cut
10,000s.
him off because he was gonna keep on going, and we were like, oh hell no,
Yeah, it's gonna
dude.
be like pie.
Oh hell
just go
no.
on forever.
Yeah. Well, it was we actually talked about pie, didn't we?
Nice, nice.
3.14 whatever the fuck doesn't matter.
528? Is it 3.14528? No.
Sure, whatever
Could
you
be.
want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You round it to whatever you want.
After the second one, it doesn't matter.
The week before that, we were really talking about pie because my best friend Matt was on, and he's a physics doctorate,
Oh,
and he was going to give the whiskey 3 pie, but it wasn't exactly 3 pie.
Oh.
It wasn't exactly a 9.7 or whatever that rounds to, but it was close.
you know what? Don's right. It was Matt. We were
Mhm.
talking about.
But then we
Okay.
brought it back up.
Yeah, we
last time,
did.
too.
Well, yeah. I mean, you got to keep it going, right? And now you have it for a third week.
That's right.
we do.
Yeah.
0.14.
I don't think
0.14.
we're
We're simpletons. We're here for whiskey,
Listen.
not math.
next week in Florida. We're not talking
We're
about
not
pie,
talking about
dude.
pie.
Sure.
We're talking about
No,
We're talking
sunshine.
about like colors on the beach. Do you know what colors on the beach are, Don?
I don't.
It's the bikinis that walk by,
Oh, that's fair.
or like the swimsuits. No matter what it is, you
Mhm.
know.
Yeah, whatever your preference is.
I want to be politically correct for sure. So anyway, this was a good night. It's a good time.
Mhm.
All we heard the whole night, I don't know if everybody else could hear it,
Mhm.
but we heard horns beeping,
Yeah.
people outside like yelling.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
it's going to be a crazy night downtown Williamsport.
Yeah, you're about to hear
Definitely.
Jacob rocking out. With
Jacob
with
Bios.
all the
Yeah.
heartstrings.
Which is
Oh, yeah,
always
yeah,
a good
Maria.
fucking time. They're
Yeah,
always a
they're
good time,
great.
dude.
Mhm.
Always.
100%. Maria should have been up here tonight.
We gotta get Maria on.
We do.
Yeah.
We will. I don't know if she's a bourbon kind of girl.
Yeah, we can drink something else.
True.
I know she'll drink Jameson.
So listen, Dawn and I got the special release single barrel Jack Daniels.
Mhm.
We have 2 bottles.
Oh, wow. That I would actually be interested in.
You know what came out this week?
I give up.
Jack Daniel's 10-year and 12-year,
Oh, I did see that. I
Mhm.
did see that.
which haven't landed in our neck of the woods yet.
I was gonna
Well,
say I
of
didn't
course
see
not.
that anywhere.
We should probably add those to the collection. But those are going to be a nice summer sipper. That single
Mhm.
barrel.
So I can't wait to open this cigar lounge out. It's gonna be cool. We're gonna be like still in our little cubby, whatever,
Mhm.
doing whatever we do.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So in 3 weeks or 4 weeks, maybe 5, whatever, we're gonna start giving previews of everything that's going on,
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
and then it's all gonna roll into it.
There we go.
It's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys!
Cheers.
Happy St. Patty's Day.
Oh,
Oh wait.
we doing beer?
My
Or
bad.
we
My
doing
bad.
whiskey?
Well, I was doing Guinness.
I think I was
So
the
let's
only
do the
one that picked
whiskey
up
and then the Guinness. That's pretty good. Kentucky Owl, St. Patrick's Day
Yep.
edition. It's good. I like it.
It is.
But Guinness on this day,
Nothing beats it.
cilantro.
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 See you guys at the bar on Market tonight.
Yeah. See
See
you in
y'all.
20 minutes.
Yep. We'll be down.
We will be down.
We will be down.
Good job, guys.
Thanks, bud.